Hey there, thanks for tuning into Duckbricks. I'm Chris, and today we have a brand new Bionicle Prototypes Roundtable discussion video. Last time we brought over a host of different members from the Bionicle community to talk about the Bionicle 2001 to 2003 prototypes, concept artwork, and cancelled sets and molds. And this time we're going to be talking about 2004 to 2005, aka the Toa Metru / Toa Hordika years, where there is a lot to get into because Bionicle concept artists and set designers were kind of going crazy with this year in particular. So without further ado, I'm just going to quickly introduce our guests. You heard their full introductions last time, so if you do want to check them out in more detail, go check out that previous video linked in the description below. But as of right now, I'll go ahead and introduce our guests.
Alright, so joining us for the first few minutes of the discussion today, we have many of the members of the Mitchunui Tales channel. If you want to hear all of their introductions, go check out the 2001 to 2003 Bionicle Prototypes discussion. But for now, let's just breeze through introductions so we can get to the actual meat of the content. Many thanks to Bionicle 3D modeler King K for putting this together. We also have Wombat Combat Pictures joining us, as well as Fishes Bonks, Humble Matoran, Mecha X1337, as well as many more members of the Mitchunui Tales channel. For most of the rest of the video, it will just be myself discussing with King K and WCP, so thank you so much for being here, and let's just jump right in and get into things.
Please talk about Metru Kitangu.
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
So,
I love it.
yeah.
I wish we would have gotten that instead of the Battle Ram.
Oh man.
Metru Kitangu.
So
Yo.
with this one, I believe the story was just that they
It was too
already
big.
had quite a few other
Wait.
play sets in the making, and they were thinking about which ones do we really need, and I think they sort of wanted Kitangu to be one particular set that people
Yeah.
could focus on getting, so they were just like, okay, let's take him out.
The other
Also-
things- yeah, go on.
Also, the other thing is Kitangu is enormous in this, and
Yes.
they hadn't quite settled on. I think I remember seeing a Greg Vashti post on this when I was researching the artwork I made of Kitangu, where it was like they hadn't quite decided how big he would be. So
Yeah.
this is one idea where he would just be absolutely enormous.
Isn't that like similar to the size he is in the movie though?
No.
He's not
No,
this
he-
big in
no.
the
He's
Not-
like a titan here, like a gigantic titan, like a really tall.
Colossus.
He's like an Attack
Yeah.
on Titan, not
Yeah.
like a
Yeah.
Titan.
I guess this I guess that's
Yeah.
the reason why like it's so obscure to his actual scaling with like the I never had Kitangu as a set, but I could imagine he's a lot shorter than he is in the movie. So
Yeah, it was so weird compared to the film. So I did actually get those three titans. So Kitangu is the shortest of the titans from that,
Yes.
and then
Yes.
it's
He's
Sidorak,
like a
and
head
then
taller than Sidorak.
Yeah,
Rudaka was even taller because of her high heels.
right.
Yeah.
So this kind of covers like why his height ranged so much from the set to the film.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
they
'cause-
also, if I recall correctly, they officially said it was because they made the story change to not make him like 100 feet tall. Then they were like, okay, well, this set makes no sense anymore, which is why they got rid of it.
Mm.
That was actually where we were robbed of the Keyed Orange Metru build.
Yeah.
Oh,
It didn't make
man.
sense in the story
Those
anymore.
pieces.
So many useful parts.
Oh.
Oh.
It's interesting that he's got a gun.
Yeah.
Straight up, man.
But I
Kitangu
think
is
that
hacking.
was part of the functionality. It was because they wanted to have that gun as a way to like topple the tower down. You know what I
Yes.
mean? You
Uh-huh.
could see that. Yeah.
We get Kitangu with a Glock.
And yeah, in this
Yeah. Oh my
context, it looks a
gosh.
lot just like a pistol in his hand. too.
Yeah.
Or a rocket launcher.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yes, my favorite Bionicle weapon, gun.
the Glock.
And then we got
No.
the yellow Viserac spiders as well.
Yeah,
Kind of interesting.
I think
just
perhaps
prototypes.
related, vaguely related thematically to this. I even though they're not prototypes, I put them in the folder anyway of LB. That it was, fans kept talking about it for ages
The
afterwards,
Haga.
but the Haga. So can we just click on the Haga for a minute?
Let's
yeah,
get this out of the way.
yeah.
Okay.
Because the story
whole
goes that Greg said something to the effect of The story team had like one meeting where they discussed the idea of making these two special edition Toa, Duma and Nidiki, and they dismissed it almost immediately after considering it. However, it's very obvious that whilst the story team may have been like, that's an idea, no, let's do something else, and then eventually they come up with the Toa Haga. The set designers didn't get the memo.
What really bugs me is this is the literal one example of the time where they retroactively made the same character, but they actually put significant effort into making the characters look like their previous iterations.
Yeah.
And they're just not the characters. It is the one time where they actually put the effort into like say, so this is Duma, let's make him look like this, have the same mask. Let's make a special mold to look like the Vaki head for Nidiki. And they just
it's crazy to me how Turaga Duma the set and Nidiki the set have more visual correlation than the Toa Nuva do with their Fantoka and Mystica forms.
I can never get over that. Like honestly, like it's too obvious. Like you look at Rooney, you know, that
chest
mask,
plate.
The chest plate is exactly the same. Even the claws, even the spear, it's like just a variation of the claws, and the legs too. The legs use the exact same piece as Nidiki. Like everything is there. And it's funny because like later on, you know, whenever these people they started asking Greg, like, you know, hey, maybe Iruni has like, you know, maybe Nidiki has like a quality that happens to be shaped like a Volatak or something like that. But Greg kept saying, no, it is a Volatak, exactly the same as Toa Nuparu Mari. It cannot be anything else.
We're not going through Krakua again.
No.
Yeah, this is the most unfortunate. It's very interesting how much of a disconnect there was between the set designers and the story writers. I'm kind of shocked as to how that even happened. Like how does that even happen? I mean, they're all working under the same company. I don't necessarily know the timeline on the way things get developed, but like, would it been I just don't know on the story end, would it have been that bad to just say, yes, this is Toa Nidiki and Toa Duma, and this is what they looked like, and like maybe write some like short story about their adventures or something? Because like we did get stories featuring Toa Nidiki later on. I don't know why they wanted to insist on making them the
new Toa.
We'll see. They looked into the future about 20 years. Bionicle fans are going to be really bored.
Yeah.
They will have
and we're going to have a contest to make 4 more of these guys.
And we'll make Pooks pink.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
Oh god,
Such a great
that was
contest.
horrible.
I just noticed something as well, and it's not really about the whole Haga thing, but it's actually more like a lore thing that I didn't really notice up until now. So we know how the Metru arc was all about like dark muted tone colors and everything.
Yes.
And then when the Toa Metru turn into Turaga, I mean, because they're older sets, they get brighter color schemes. Duma is like the only character in all of Metru who has Mata red on him.
Maybe they were like, maybe it's just a thing that Toa might possibly get lighter when they evolve. I hadn't noticed that.
Which could also explain why Norik is dark red as well.
Look, he's bright red because he's just angry and grumpy all the time. When, you know, he gets really hot-headed, you know.
Or he's very festive, one of the two.
I saw someone do renders of the Toa Metru and the Turaga colors, and those looked really cool, I'm gonna be honest.
Do want.
I think it'd be nice to dive into maybe the 2004 prototypes.
Yes, we should start with that first. Yeah.
So I think what's really nice that we can check out is definitely the Toa Metru, their prototype forms.
Yes. Is that here or in the? Oh well, I guess we have one here.
And these are the forms they were drawn in with the comics as well, with the gears exposed, and a lot of material made it through.
So early on, it seemed like they wanted to show off their exposed gears for some reason. Like they didn't actually have a separate piece to actually cover the chest area, but I think maybe it was because it was just too exposed. Like I felt like maybe the design itself, it made the chest feel very hollow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's interesting how they got the combiner models already.
That's what I was going to say as well. Combiner models are literally already done. So this was very late in development because,
Yeah. It could be perhaps that chess piece was just still in development as well. I know from the 3D modeling community that piece is ridiculously hard to make a 3D model of. So it could have just been a really challenging piece to make. There's also some set photos, I think in the outermost folder that have a Matao and a Akama picture.
Yeah,
and it looks like they have a different model of shoulder armor.
Yeah,
and
the
shoulder lower arm.
There was where is it?
You scroll up.
Go to. Yes, I remember this. It's the one with more holes in it and stuff.
Yeah, there's a clear image on another picture.
Yeah, in the uppermost photo.
Yeah,
sorry,
out
folder.
Oh, the main folder. Let me.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
Scroll down a bit
definitely
more.
Seen a clear image of that.
There it is. Proto Akama and Proto Matao right there.
Yeah.
This is probably the best look at that piece. Yeah, interesting. The leg also looks different as well. It might be just the curvature of the pages, but it looks a little rounder and slimmer to me. I don't know though.
I think it might be the curvature.
It might be just the pages, yeah. But the obviously the armor is very different.
The lower arm too, it might just be some bad cropping, but it looks like it's some of the details are missing on that one.
Yeah, I would think it'd be bad cropping, but it looks like it's also missing on the other side as well, which is weird. Yeah.
Although the Thomas looks normal.
Yeah, what's really interesting is that their necks are kind of like lower in many of these sets. It's like they put their heads like really close to the torso.
I think that might be that way in the final set.
Only some of them.
Yeah, I like the fact they actually differentiated that. Like it kind of gave, obviously they were basically clone builds, but the differences in where you would attach the hip piece versus the head being upwards or downwards gave them a good bit of character. Like Wanua is much like shorter and stockier versus someone like Nuju is very much like taller and straighter. Yeah.
It looks like Matau's is supposed to be straight, yeah.
Yeah, look at Akama. Oh wow.
And this also looks like the torso itself, while it's obviously very, very similar to what we got. I can't quite tell. I mean, it
looks like there is.
If there's any difference in the center area, I don't know. Is that the same exact piece?
It looks like the same exact piece. It's just that they didn't decide to put a chest plate over it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they purposely avoided putting that because they really wanted to show the gears, but then later on, I guess they wanted to hide it because of the aesthetics or something.
It's funny because it looks like there's an open pin on the front, just under his mask there. You can kind of see it poking out.
That's what I was looking at as well. I was kind of wondering what that was all about. Especially if they weren't planning on doing it already. Like, why do they even have that?
Maybe that was for the disc launcher. So.
Yeah, I guess.
Possibly.
Yeah. It's weird.
Strange.
It's really interesting because these got pretty far because you can see the gears exposed obviously in the comics and also on the back of some books. I think has some open gear shots as well as one of the instruction manuals. I think they had it for the longest time on the back of instruction manuals and even normal Lego sets. They had the I guess the open chested Matau on the back of all of them. So kind of interesting to see how far that went.
Yeah, and then they just did this last minute change for some reason. Oh, if you were to go back to the one that shows all 6 of them.
Yeah, I was about to talk about that as well.
Yeah.
The prototype Vaki in the background.
Not that one. The other one.
Kreka?
I'm talking about the other one.
Oh.
But I'm talking about the other one because if you
one.
notice, yeah. So the proto Akama right there, yeah.
Yep.
So if you notice, the setting is also very interesting because back in the day, I think it was Faber who conceptualized the idea of Mitchunui, and this is based off of his early concepts of Mitchunui, which was supposed to be like an integration between like organic and kind of cyberpunk kind of design.
I know he had like 3 different concepts that they were considering. Yeah, this one.
Yeah, exactly. That's it.
Let me see if we can get, because he was kind of experimenting with this quote unquote geo one, and then they've got a bio one. They've got the tech version, which I guess the tech is what they ended up with.
Yeah. So if you're looking at this background here, I think he was trying to see if the bio version would work. And you can kind of see that prominently in this one, as you can see.
Even the shoots, the protodermis shoots are more like organic, I want to say, versus like more like tech type stuff.
Yeah. And he, I believe, also had an early concept of the Merbuzak, as you can see on the corner there.
Yeah.
Must have known what they were doing pretty far ahead of time.
Yep.
And also the disc launcher is pretty simple too, as you can see.
Yeah, the disc didn't seem to have printing at all, which may have just been because they just didn't decide on the final print for the collectibles, which is what I would guess is why that doesn't have printing. Because even if you look at the disc, like on the side that they're advertising, they're just plain white as well, or maybe glow in the dark. But yeah.
Yeah. Can you zoom in on the disc for Vakama on the other one?
Yeah.
See if that shows up anything.
I can't.
Not that one, the other one.
Oh, the other
smaller one.
He wasn't holding a disc in the other one.
No. The tiny one, yeah.
The Vaki.
The Vaki.
Yeah, with the Vaki in the background.
That looks transparent.
It's just white.
Is that transparent?
Oh yeah, that is transparent.
Huh.
Oh, that's so funny.
Interesting.
It's so strange to see that Kreka prototype in the back. He looks a lot more menacing than.
I can't really make out anything on there except for like the Staff of Light piece and the Mata leg piece on that. I can't recognize any of those other pieces unless that's like the shoulder there is like the Rakshi shoulder piece just cut in half.
I thought it was the Konohi
some
Ruru
stuff. Like this is definitely them chopping up different pieces and throwing them together, right?
Yeah, it looks like
Konohi Ruru.
To me, it looks like they cut that middle section that looks like the O3 Matoran like gear piece out of the center of the Rakshi like shoulder mounted piece, and it's just like the part that holds the ball socket on either side.
That might be it. Yeah. Do we have any clear pictures? Because I know the 2005 stuff had some like or at least a very similar design aesthetic. Like, I mean, some of this wasn't even 2005. Like, this is the Kitangu. So, do we have any clearer pictures of that? Like,
I don't think.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
That one was a very interesting design. Like that one with
This
the
one?
shield and the axe right there that you just clicked on. Yeah, that one.
That looks like an 04 prototype. Or sorry, an 05 prototype.
This looks like almost like something related to Rotuka. I mean, because it seems like it's meant to spin.
That looks to be like a prototype Sidorak or something, I think.
Yeah. They were really going for the all silver design, which is I mean, they obviously just spray painted the entire thing silver, but like,
yeah,
I'm glad they didn't do that, but because it seems that all of them were going for that all silver. Like even the Kikanalo here is like 100% silver.
Yeah, look at
There's
those
a
feet.
lot of.
Ooh, I kind of like the feet better on this one than the other.
Using the the torn torso piece in that. It's pretty
That's a
interesting.
pretty smart use, yeah.
That's a lot more parts heavy, though, I think, than what they were probably going for with the final design. It's probably more of a kit bash, I think.
Yeah, probably would not have worked for the parts budget on this.
What did the eyes look like? Because if you look at these eyes are very different from the final set, isn't
that just a Lego stud on the underside of like the voodoo ball piece, like the regular ball joint?
Yeah,
I think that's what that is there. I'm pretty sure the Kikanalo had just Belrock eyes on the side, didn't it?
and if I remember correctly, they based this off of the they made the movie version off of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
the eyes are drastically different.
Huh.
And then if you look at the movie version, you'll
they
notice
have
that
those rounded eyes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wait, if you look what you're saying.
Yeah, look at the movie version. Like look at images of the movie version and you'll see what I'm talking about. It's like,
yeah, that is definitely what they used. You can see it, like they even have like the socket shaped thing for the eye hole.
They've got very round and circular eyes here. Yeah.
Exactly. And also the what was that?
The horn is exactly the same.
The horn is different.
Yeah.
With the
horn
prototype and the final
Yeah.
Very on the nose.
Really interesting. Yeah.
It would mean that they designed this early on. They designed the movie models pretty early on.
Yeah.
The time when they were still prototyping this thing.
Which
is
in line with them because of the whole Makuta thing. Like they definitely seem to have been doing that very early on.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a second. Okay, never mind. I was confused about something. I never had Kikanalo as a kid, so I forgot that his face was that Chronicler's staff piece.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was an 05 piece only because I thought that premiered in a Rooney, but I was wrong.
Yeah, that was a very unique piece. Like I think I actually got that set just because it had that piece and also Lacan, those beautiful great swords that he has.
It's weird to think about that. The first time that piece was used, it was used as a head and not a weapon.
Because they made it for some promotional stuff. Like it was kind of just this weird, like rare promotional piece before they put it in actual sets. Like it was just supposed to be like the Takua Chronicler's staff before it got like unfolded to the Takanuva staff. So like I think
I see
you could get it at Lego conventions in like 2003. Which is like Lego never does this nowadays, where it's like here's this like random part that we made that you can get that doesn't tie into anything else. But I mean, back then I guess it was kind of the Wild West, and yeah, that was because they made that specifically to represent the light staff just folded up.
Yeah.
I also think it's funny to note that that they used that piece there and then they cut one half off of it and then they proceeded to just use the Liwa katana piece instead for the horn in the final version.
Yep.
Which it looks like you could just have done that with the prototype as well.
Yeah. The head on the final version is a lot less bulky than the prototype too. Like there's a lot of difference. Like there's a Borak like piece in there. Like that's one of the Borak like, or not Borak. What is that piece?
It is the
Borak head. Yeah, Borak head in the middle there. And they just kind of threw it together with the smallest amount of Technic pieces possible for the final thing, it seems.
Yeah, the set was probably too expensive with that build, especially if they wanted to include Lee-Con, so they definitely probably just had to cut back a lot on the build.
That makes
sense. Comparing it to that prototype. Actually, another interesting thing about the prototype is the back legs are digitigrade legs, whereas the final version are just normal knees.
Oh yeah.
Oh wow.
I just now noticed that.
I guess that's kind of a side effect of the foot being the way it's made. Like when they got rid of that, they just kind of used the normal foot, and then that kind of went away.
And the tail's very different too, if you notice that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Kind of using the Kadok and Gadok style of tail like thing.
Yeah.
Oh, it looks like it has waist articulation, or like back, like the body bends. In the
Yo.
Hey.
Kind of want to see someone reverse engineer this and try to build it, because the prototype version I think is almost superior to the, I mean, other than the dumb silver color scheme, almost superior to the final version in like many ways, because it just simply has more pieces to work with.
It doesn't look like it would be too impurist. I mean, the lower arms definitely look like they just tacked on some Metru armor to
he just glued it on
to a limb piece, but everything else looks like it's constructible.
Yeah.
There's a Metru head on his butt.
What?
Oh yeah, I see that. That's
Wait, that's
funny.
how the legs are attached.
Oh, that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's his hips.
This is wild.
We're figuring this out as we're looking.
So
It's getting weirder and weirder the more we look at it.
Wait. So how's the that Metru armor on its arm? How's that attached?
I think they just glued it on.
Look, there's, isn't it like,
I'm talking about the
upper arm.
the lower arm around the wrists.
Oh yeah, that's just glued on for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. I have this feeling that when they cut back on the pieces for this one, they decided to move it over to Lacan, because they're like, oh, you know, maybe we should just have a Toa companion to go with it. And
Yeah.
because I don't know if they would have sold it well if it was just the Kikanalo.
Oh, I bet Lacan like was 90% of the reason why people got this. Like that was a very nice figure to get.
Exactly.
I don't want to just make a mock-up of that in stud.io just to see if I can figure out how it's built.
Does that, I'll build it physically and review it. Like honestly, I really want to build this.
Prototype Kikanalo.
I'll consider it.
Hey, yeah.
Do we want to move on to the 05 prototypes now?
Sure. These are
some really interesting ones.
It kind of exemplifies Lego's, I guess, strategy of making new Bionicle stuff, especially, I mean, around then, but they still did this all the way up like to 08 and stuff, was literally just cutting up pieces of either Lego pieces or just other random pieces that weren't even Lego and throwing them together. And then trying to build something out of that silhouette, which is an interesting way of going about things and unlike how any other Lego theme operates. So I guess we can start with this one. I have no idea what this was supposed to be. Like
the Halo Grunt.
Looks like Marendar.
Right?
Marendar. That's a good one.
Yeah, but the Halo Grunt is another one.
Yeah.
Oh wow! It uses the Metru brain as a nostril, as you can see there.
Oh.
I did not even recognize that in silver. My brain did not make that connection.
It's a Metru head that's been reversed, and then they put like I think it's those Burok eyes, and then they painted the eyes over it.
Yeah, they got like a red stripe on a black Burok eye or something like that.
That's what that is. Oh wow, that's
So I'm recognizing a cut aqua axe on the weapon there.
Nope.
And the feet are Rakshi feet with what looks like spray painted pieces of treads glued onto the top of them. There's a cut Technic panel on the side of his arm.
What's that exhaust piece in the back? Like I've never seen that.
That literally just looks like a car part or something like that.
It's like they just have a random car part and they go to the back. Like they go into like some nearby dumpster and they're like, hey, this we could use for our prototype.
And those fingers are obviously Onua claws that are just chopped up.
It looks like the upper legs there are a cut hand connector somehow wedged into that Borak skull piece.
Oh my, yeah. What is the torso? Like, what is the chest piece?
No idea. It looks like a Galador piece.
Right? My first thought was Galador, but then I was thinking through all the Galador stuff and I was like, maybe Tager, but I don't know.
I don't recognize
I have never seen that piece before.
You may also say that some random thing that they just found.
Under the dumpster. They just went on a dumpster run and they're like, hey, we need like 10 new Bionicle sets. So let's go grab whatever we can at the nearby dumpster and just make it come together somehow.
Yeah, but whatever this is a prototype of, I have no idea. Like my best guess would be like Kitangu.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Kitangu.
We have some other ones here. So we've got the one with the shield and axe thing, which maybe Kitangu, maybe Sidorak. We won't know. I also don't Ooh, is that a Galador? I don't know. Like
that looks like the socket of a Galador piece.
It is. You're right. It's that leg socket of interesting.
Like Jens.
No Galador parts ever actually showed up in Bionicle, as far as I can remember.
For the most part, unless you count the spring-loaded launcher.
Sure. Yeah.
There's more pictures of that.
There was a picture of a green one.
There's one that has both the silver prototypes, and
this
then,
one was
green.
so weird.
It kind of looks like Krika. The head.
Yeah.
It looks like what are those characters from Halo? The
elites?
No, the other one. The one that's they always sit around and they talk about, the prophecy and all that.
Oh, the prophets, I think, is just what they're called.
Yeah, the prophets.
Yeah,
that's it.
I think I'm not a huge Halo guy, so I don't know.
Yeah, so it's the prophets. So the face, it reminds me of the prophets.
I'm struggling to make out what the shoulder pieces are, if they're even Lego.
Actually, this looks like it could be a Vaki. I'm recognizing kind of the Vaki.
It was supposed to be Mata Hordika. That's the thing.
Wait, that's Mata.
That's Mata Hordika.
No.
Right, Mata wants to complain about being ugly. This is what he could have looked like.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And if you look at those joints, they like purposely put some sort of like clay or something to like keep it from falling apart or something.
I think that just might be the paint scraping off from the socket when they're moving it around.
You think so? It looks more like something where they put like some masking tape of some kind to keep it from like falling down.
It's possible, but those parts also do look like they were painted silver. So,
I mean, they did have them in gray at the time, but yeah,
it's such a blurry picture. I can't really tell what's going on with the other hand, not the one that has the weapon, but it looks like it's got some kind of weird new claw piece.
Yeah,
it's very blurry.
But it's definitely kit bash. Like they really like cut up a lot of pieces to make this work.
The next picture over, if you just press the arrow key over, you can see it from a different angle. It's very zoomed out, but you can kind of see the weapon that he has.
Almost looks like a Paraka weapon or something. Like
or like an early Brutaka sword or something.
Yeah.
Or Gelu blade.
Let's talk about the double like the helicopter
drone
that's at the bottom. Like what is that?
That's they're so clearly they were trying to do something with like Rotukas and they were experimenting. I guess the prompt for the year is just like make something fly, and it's the only reason as to why I can think that exists. Like,
yeah, maybe they were just like, we got this new like propeller piece. Maybe we should make like some kind of double propeller airplane thing with it. It kind of looks like a really, really early version of the Hero Factory dropship, but minus the propellers.
I don't think it would have fit the Bionicle aesthetic, but dang, is that cool.
Yeah.
Unless they were like going for like, this is going to be our set version of the airships from Mitchunui.
Yeah, and just change the design for that.
Yeah. Which I'm glad they didn't.
Yeah. Would have been a cool set to get like as just a regular Technic set. I mean, just like not like
the
I've also got this like strange little two-legged but no armed creature on the side there.
Yeah,
there's a closer picture on another.
It's the next
image. Yeah.
Next slide.
Oh yeah,
there it is. This one's a pretty clear one. Like,
what do you know what this is supposed to be?
Hordika.
No way.
No.
It's so weird. It's so weird though. I felt so uncomfortable because it was like it looks like an ostrich, like a robotic like ostrich that has like a helicopter on top.
It looks like a hunter from Half-Life.
Yeah, like this is genuinely like, I don't know, it's kind of unsettling. Like,
yeah,
really like skinny legs, no arms, and just like a propeller. I don't know what to make of this.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know if it was maybe like an early on like Rahaga, but they say it's like a Herdika for some reason.
I can see it as a Rahaga. Just get rid of the long legs and it kind of looks like one.
I guess, yeah. Because maybe.
I noticed they used the what was that? Lerac? I think it's Lerac's staff piece. They use that a lot on the limbs, as you can see there.
Yeah. Oh, that is interesting. They use that, and they also used it on the little drone thing he has them
Yeah,
too.
they use it at the ends right there.
Back of the drone has them. Yeah.
Yeah.
They didn't really
use that a lot.
They did. That's really interesting.
You can see in the zoomed out photo, those feet kind of look like the squid launchers we got, but
oh yeah, they do.
do.
They actually do.
I think the back of that is the hockey skate piece, and then either side is just the bottom end of the chronicler staff piece, and it's just kit bashed together. I think.
I think you're definitely dead on with that. Yeah.
Goodness gracious.
Oh my! What were they thinking?
What were they thinking?
I'm so I'm very confused. Wait, what is?
That's a different design for the Ratuka spinner as well on that two-legged guy than the other ones.
Yeah. I don't know.
Very strange. It doesn't even look like that would fly.
No, I mean,
I don't think it would.
I mean, the other ones really don't look like they would fly. Like that's not taken off. Like,
yeah, definitely not.
No.
This reminds me of the Ninjago Air Jitsu prototypes where they like showcased like 100 Air Jitsu prototypes and it was just like different propellers and like
yeah.
Yeah.
A million different concepts.
Yeah.
I think we got pictures of prototype Viserac in here somewhere as well.
We definitely do. I remember seeing it in the DVD.
Oh yeah, I remembered seeing it. It was check LB's folder, maybe.
Yeah. I think they're in there.
Oh, where is it?
Oh, where'd they go?
I saw it. I remember putting it
here. Yeah.
I remember putting it. Oh, there it is. The proto Viserac right there at the bottom left.
Under the ugly cow.
Oh,
or Akaku.
These are hideous. Like,
oh my.
What is going on?
Those don't even look like Lego, to be honest.
Yeah, these look like knockoff, like cheap toys. Like, I mean, I guess the spray paint doesn't help, like with the knockoff feel, but
yeah, they cut up the Vaki pieces to make those mandibles, and then they also like they heavily modified the Burak heads.
But that's Kopaka's shield. Like that's the radar dish on the back of that, right? Like, how do they even...
Might be under the Burak shield there.
Might be. Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's like melded in. Like, I don't even know how they did that. Like physically, how did they just get that?
Oh, yeah, you're right. It almost looks like it's like clipping through it.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, you can see that on like a digital model, but I mean, I don't know how they did that here.
Maybe this is 3D printing or something. I don't know.
No, I don't think so. Did they just? Oh, and then they cut up the Golly's like axe piece for the feet.
And that's the tip of a Coley staff, like that ridged piece on the top. That's like a Coley staff end. Right?
Yeah, that's the
end of the hammer.
Yeah, that piece. Wow. And I think if you look at the Ratuka spinner, those are actually
just Rakshi spine.
The Rakshi spine for yeah.
Those are Rakshi spine pieces in a hollowed out wagon wheel piece, I think.
Yep. Like, yeah, one of the that is a wagon wheel. What on earth? That's like a Lego system wagon wheel. Wow, this is some wild stuff here.
Okay, wild speculation, but here's my theory. What they do is they kit bash what they want the sets to look generically like, while they're also simultaneously designing the new parts to basically accomplish the same functions. So that's probably why. I mean, look at the other Viserac; they just have a tire piece as the Ratuka spinner. So I'm thinking they're probably at the same time they're making these, they're probably actually designing the Ratuka spinner piece, and they're just deciding, okay, this is how we want these sets to look We want the Ratuka spinner on the back. We want them to have mandibles, etc. I think that's what's going on.
I mean, that's really how they're designing a lot of these pieces. They're just like, they first kit bash the thing, and then they modify it to make it more streamlined. And we covered a little bit on the play sets, but I don't know if we covered on the other ones.
We definitely didn't look at this one yet.
Yeah.
Silver Vakama.
Oh my gosh. The silver Vakama head.
Ooh, that would have been really useful.
That would have been really nice.
Agreed.
But I don't understand why they I guess they switched out this set. Maybe it was because of stability, because it does not look like it can stand up.
No. It's the Viserac Battle Ram, like concept set, but very, very different in execution.
Yeah.
And it looks like from the movie, those like beetle transport things. I don't know what they were called. The things
like the Vaki transport things.
Yeah.
Kinda, yeah. I mean, this is more like an animal, like an animal.
True.
Like some
pretty sure it is.
Chained and.
It's interesting they have a set number there. I wonder what that set number corresponds to.
Pretty sure.
8757.
Yeah, let me see.
Yep, Viserac Battle.
That's the battle. Yep.
Yep.
Wow, what do you know?
You can see the
there we go.
sort of the influence. Like, Viserac's pulling something by chains and string. That's kind of where the resemblance ends. We got a recolored Viserac carapace instead of a recolored Hordika head, which is very sad. I would not have made that trade-off.
Honestly, the prototype looks like a way better set than what we actually got.
Yeah.
And and there's a new piece of in the jaw. I don't know if that's an existing piece or is this like a new piece.
It looks like the end of the green Vaki's weapon, like the little hook at the end.
Oh.
It's like they cut the Vaki staff.
So this one's kit bash too.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah.
There's a lot of those curved system panels in it too, including underneath the jaw.
Right. Yeah, I mean that's like the Alpha Team cockpit. Red, which I think we did get in dark red from one of the Alpha Team sets, but we never got it in just silver, which would have been good.
Yeah, I think you're right. What else? There's a lot of those green cockpit pieces as well, or windshield pieces.
Ones that they used a ton.
Yeah,
for striking venom and stuff like that. Yeah.
Did we have a battle of Mitchunui prototype picture added in the Google Drive?
I saw that one when scrolling.
No, we looked at the Kitangu.
Your image. Battle.
You could search up battle of Mitchunui prototype. It's the one that has the least alterations. I don't think we put it in the Google Drive.
Oh yeah, I'll just Google it.
It has the least amount of alterations, but I believe there was a couple of key differences in that one too.
Yeah.
All right, I threw it into the drive.
Awesome.
Hopefully you'll find it.
The main folder?
Yeah, should be the main folder. Yeah, there you go.
Holy moly! Wow.
Oh, that works.
Wow, that really. What did you use to do this?
It's the what's it called? Waifu 2X.
Oh my god.
Okay. Well, I'm not questioning it.
Wow.
2X green. Yeah. Even
well,
more.
We can actually make out details now. Well, we can tell the details or the decals are different.
Yeah, the decals are definitely different.
What are they saying? LK NO DK VO.
They may have just
I don't know if it says anything.
They may have just picked them once.
Yeah. Weird. It looks like we got Onawa's weapon hanging from the towers.
Yeah.
Onawa Metru's, which is interesting because that piece never appeared in any other set.
Right.
And it looks like the Viserac carapace is the blue Viseracs.
Oh yeah.
Carapace recolored, which we also never got as a recolor.
I want to say that's definitely silver. Like, yeah.
There's a couple of random, like there's a couple of random like little Viserac that are in there, like random white Viserac.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm in awe at how well the AI made this.
Yeah, like even I was surprised too. I use this I actually use this software to enlarge a lot of the prototypes too, just so we can get a closer look at things. So
wow,
that's let me see if I can try it on some other ones.
That's a surprise tool we'll use for later.
Yeah.
Like, legitimately, I'm gonna use this. Like, I mean, there's a lot of like somewhat blurry image. Man, I could use this for like, gee,
missed opportunities.
Yeah. Oh, and here we have our
yep.
Yeah, Hordika. Apparently they were just not, which is why the masks look basically nothing like the actual ones, just because they were swapping the colors around for whatever worked, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
That's funny because Nuju you'd think would be the only one they would know because it's the only one with the scope on the side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, and with that, we have summed up this video taking a look at all the different prototypes and concept artwork from the Bionicle years of 2004 to 2005. Next time, be sure to stay tuned where we cover many of the prototypes from the 2006 to 2007 era, where we dive into new and darker territories with the start of the Ignition trilogy. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Be sure to check out Duck Breaks for even more LEGO news, reviews, discussion, and analyses coming your way very soon. And check out the links of all of the guests who came over today to talk about Bionicle prototypes with me. Thank you all so much for being here, and be sure to show them some support in the links below as well. I'll talk to you again very soon, and bye-bye for now.